Hello everyone, I hope this audio finds you well. In this short audio, I will try to help you and also guide you on your way to write a well organized and a coherent essay for your literature exam. To start with, I want to highlight certain errors that I have been noticing when I was correcting most of the test papers. Of course, with me mentioning these errors, I'll try to comment on things and give some tips and remarks for you in order to avoid the same mistakes. Well, speaking of the way to construct your essay, of course, the common mistake that most students do when reading the question of the exam is to start writing immediately. And this is what may cause them to go astray or be off subject, or even to forget some of the important ideas. Imagine that you are in a classroom waiting for the exam sheet and maybe predicting about the exam question. Once you receive the exam sheet and you manage to read the exam question, take a moment and focus on the keywords in the question and try to underline them in order for you to be able not to forget any detail. You will be having a question similar to the one in the test. In other words, you will be having a question where you should highlight three main key ideas, if I may say. So you need to highlight those three main ideas. This, if it explains anything, it explains that you have grasped the objective of the question and you have planified already the way you will be structuring your thoughts. And in speaking about the way to structure thoughts, I would advise you to never start writing directly. Some of the techniques of a successful writer is to outline. And I am aware that you have been dealing with this idea of outlining before writing in your written expression session. So it would be preferable if you consider the idea of outlining. Imagine that, of course, you are in an exam room and you are about to answer. You will have 1 hour and 30 minutes to get it done. You will have to be clever enough to manage your ideas and to well brainstorm and then to write effectively in that pressure of time. Let me help you divide your time effectively. The moment you read the question and the way you are going to outline your ideas and then maybe brainstorm and connect the dots together will be or has to be during the first 30 minutes, because this is how you are going to organize everything and put to the table, to the discussion, everything, every piece of information that you have about the topic you are about to discuss. You will be, of course, underlining the keywords from the question, and then try to focus. And here you need to brainstorm. You will have to brainstorm everything that you have revised about the topic, and you write everything that you know about this specific topic that you are going to discuss. You will write ideas and then try to order and sort out those ideas in the same pattern, meaning you will have to order your ideas by reference to the same content and idea. Maybe you are repeating the same idea, so you will need to include it in the first. Let's suppose that you have 6 sentences, 6 ideas about the topic, and every 2 ideas will be in a different paragraph. But you have noticed that idea from paragraph 1, for example, is the same as the idea from paragraph 3. You will have to omit that idea by including it in the first paragraph and try to invent another idea that will match the theme related to the third or second paragraph. So when you are organizing your ideas and writing your ideas, don't let time trick you. You will be writing general ideas on the draft and then sort them out, organize them by reference to similarity in content, and then you will start outlining by dividing those ideas into 3 main ideas. The outline has to include 3 layers, A, B, and C. And with those A, B, and C, you will be mentioning the aspects that you will discuss with some of the examples or supporting ideas. Once you make sure that your outline is ready, and of course you in the exam you don't have to write a well-organized outline, you are just sketching. So it's based on sketching because you need to gain time. We are not going to grade you on the outline but on the essay. So the outline is in your draft. You will have to do it quickly and be clever in managing your time. For example, you still have now 1 hour left. In this 1 hour, you will have to use your draft again to write a clear introduction. And what I have noticed in most of the papers is that most students forget themselves and start writing the main ideas that's supposed to be in the body in that introduction. And of course, they finish or end up the introduction with a question mark. What I want to remind you of is to never end your introductions in English, at least with a question mark. This is not a philosophical session or exam that you used to have in high school, where you used to finish your introduction with problematic. So try to be clever enough and apply those rules and techniques and strategies that you have learned in your written expression sessions in the way to writing an introduction or then a conclusion even. The introduction has to be important and has to grab the attention of the reader. Don't think that the reader knows what you are going to discuss. Try to be clear, specific, and concise. And try by the end of the introduction to highlight your topic sentence because it is important. If you write a successful introduction, this will give the impression to the reader that your entire essay will be clear and well outlined. The introduction has to be few lines long, and it has to be at least shorter than the rest of the body. Also, the conclusion here has to be as important in its content and style of writing as the introduction is meant to be. Most of the students forget themselves and start writing two-line conclusion just to get rid of the entire project and just submit it to the teacher. The way you ignore writing your good conclusions will also give your reader the impression that you are not interested enough. You don't have any opinion to give, and you are just concerned with you finishing writing. The conclusion has to be at least, let's say, the same length with the introduction. You try to organize it and, of course, give your opinion in it or summarize the aspects that you have been mentioning before. Now, let's speak about some of the mechanics. And by mechanics, I mean punctuation, capitalization, and indentation, if I may include them here. Most of students start writing without indentations, and this may make it difficult for the reader to know where does any paragraph start and where does it finish. So remember, indentations are important. Punctuation also is very important because the way you mispunctuate your text may transform the meaning or maybe alter the meaning, and the reader will be confused with your ideas and the way you have mispunctuated your sentences. Capitalization is also important. And please, I am speaking to university students. You have to be more aware about this. This is not a joke. You are writing, you are learning how to write, and you are shaping yourselves as future teachers, future students, future English learners in the field. I don't understand how can a student write a name, a person's name, with a small letter. Write, for example, the word English with a small letter. Write the word England as a country with a small letter. And start the sentence with a small letter. And then, after full stop, you keep starting with a small, minuscule letter. I was permissible during the test correction and I was tolerant enough, but in the exam I'd be more severe with you concerning the formatting of your essay. So you will have again to pay attention to the indentation, to the punctuation, capitalization, and also to the length of each paragraph, especially the introduction and the conclusion. This is all for now. I'll be recording another short audio, inshallah, speaking about the three body paragraphs and the way you will have to manage your information, your content, and the way you make it more interesting to read and well organized. If you have any question, please do not hesitate to contact me on my email or leave a comment in the comment section below. Thank you.